I got?
I started the YouTubes. Oh, Blast from the Past. You know you've had that shirt for 7 years.
Nuh-uh.
The first Dragon Con we ever went to was in 2010.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's when we got those shirts. I'm hoping that we can have new shirts by the time we go to Dragon Con this year, and I think we will.
I want a new shirt. I'm gonna wear it real good. Yeah, in my new shirt. It might have a little hood.
I was looking into screen printers in the area. There are some that I have that much information. Yeah.
Sweet.
They do screen printing. They'll do you know, 1 color, 2 color. They'll do similar to what Arrow had told us in the past, 4 colors.
1 color, 2 color, 3 color, 4.
They have a minimum order, and the first time you ever order a shirt, they have a setup fee because they have to actually make all the screens for the screen printing. But what you end up with, so the Redbubble and Cafe Press stuff is basically like iron-on. Like what you're wearing right now, it's kind of got that iron-on feel, which I'm shocked it lasts and looks as good as it does.
I take care of my clothes by throwing them violently on the floor and leaving them there for months.
Yes. So I mean, I guess that speaks to the quality.
People that actually wash their clothes more than, like, you know, every 5th time they wear it, like Mom and Dad's is destroyed.
Yeah, they're pretty wrecked. But so the screen printing process actually prints the ink onto the shirt. So it's like ink on the shirt, not ironed onto the shirt. And it makes it lasts longer. It looks a little bit better. Doesn't tear up as easy.
Didn't we decide that we were going to try screen printing at some point when you lived in Florida?
We were going to buy the gear to screen print. Then we didn't. Smells. It smells and it's difficult.
It smells and it's exhausting. It's like having a 2-year-old.
Like if we could get a screen print of the black and white version of Project Doodle Doo, that we could probably screen print, because then we could have like white ink on whatever, and it would look really cool.
Project Doodle Doo.
Doodle Doo, yeah, Project Doodle Doo.
So wait, how do you? So you would like? I can't wear white, Steven. I would disappear.
Well, no, not a white shirt, a black shirt with white.
But how do you white ink on?
I don't know. I've never done it before. I know that white ink looks fine on a dark red shirt. Because Stephanie's shirt that she has, the Red Hat shirt I got her, was screen printed in front of me. You picked a red shirt, and then you could pick whatever design you wanted, and they screen printed it right there. And that white looks really good on the red shirt, and I can't imagine that like it wouldn't stand out.
Ink spray bottles.
Good.
They're blue and green for the show.
Or the other way, white on black. I can arrange that. See? Project Doodle Doo can be arranged in that way as well.
Project Doodle Doo.
Cock-a-doodle
I can't wait till we can tell people about Project Doodle Doo, so some certain individuals can get mini pats.
Project Doodle Doo and Project Jingle Jangle. Both of those things, I'll be excited.
I like you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and Steven. Or
You're
Steven and me.
You want to do a show?
I'm really excited. Yes.
All right, let's do a show.
I have a story about a grocery store trip that was very... just start the show.
A grocery store trip that has gone wrong.
Yes.
All right, how do we do our intro today? How do we do it? I'm thinking about standardizing. Huh? What? What's the title? Plastic covered tater tots? Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
It baffles my mind that in the last decade we have not standardized a way to get show titles. I mean, because like daily we say shit and I'm like, oh, that would make such a good show title, and then it comes down to the show and I'm like, plastic.
It's plastic tater tots.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Plastic. What do we do that makes plastic tater tots seem like a thing? You're usually good at giving me a scenario. Give me
okay, so your name is Bob Friedman.
Okay.
And you're new to New York, and you are selling your nutritionally devoid plastic-covered tater tots for a premium.
Okay, that's actually perfect. Dr. Bob Friedman.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hello, yes, this is Dr. Bob Friedman. I am here to sell these things in the New York City where I come to from, the country I come from. The thing I am selling today is plastic tater tot It is easier to cook. It is made of minimal potato and mostly Lego plastic. You do this by melting the plastic and then putting it on top of the potato and then boiling it in water before dipping in fried peanut oil. It is delicious, it tastes good, and it's wonderful for your body. You will only die 10 years younger, but who needs to live anyway? Heaven is better. Everyone is great. Love you all. This is Bob Dr. Friedman. Listening to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 391 for July 27th, 2017. Plastic-covered tater tots. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings you strange but true news from all over the world. We are so happy to have you here tonight. Intros are always varying in excitement and story and improvisational skills. I am your host, Steven, joined as always by the wonderful, the amazing, the cat-eared Smashy Pans.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of thinking, Smashy, about the way we've done this show in the past and some of the things that have kind of fallen to the wayside. And one of those things, if you recall, in our journey to episode 400, was in the early days, you used to introduce yourself as an animal or as some other thing. You remember I used to say...
I would introduce myself as something odd.
You would never use your name.
Nobody knows my name.
Yeah,
I have a tickle. Oh, it's in my nostril. I can't. It's all that cocaine I was doing earlier.
Well, you need to hype yourself up for the show. I mean, nobody would really fault you for that. I mean, would you download cocaine? Yeah, probably.
Wait, that's cocaine. A song. Steven, your friend Tater is a horrible person. He was making me listen to this shitty music while we were... Okay. Hold on.
I'm as mad as hell.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
All right. So, on a scale of Ashley's music, which is glorious, to Jacob's music, which is like a hippie F-fest in the middle of like Shania Twain's backyard...
Fleetwood
from
Mac?
The 70s. I don't know. Whatever. So, right. Picture this. Like, there's a house, and you don't want the walls in the house, so you're just gonna, like, throw shit at the walls and rip the sheetrock down and throw it out a window and, like, just demolish the inside. On a scale of me to Jacob, which music would you pick to listen to while utterly destroying the inside of something?
Oh, Smash. See, you asked the wrong person. Because I don't like your music, like, at all.
Right, but it's rage-inducing awesomeness. So if you're going to destroy something, wouldn't you listen to, like, Destructo-Rama?
No, I'd put on, like, Somewhere Over the Rainbow and appreciate the strange juxtaposition of listening...
the like murder scene and everybody's playing classical music.
It's the one thing about Face Off that I found to be incredibly brilliant, and that was when they were shooting the guns and they put the headset on the little kid, and then he was listening to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and there was just absolute mayhem everywhere. And I'm like, I don't care if the rest of this movie is the stupidest thing. This is the coolest scene in movie history. So yeah, I would put on something really like easy listening, maybe some Enya, maybe some.
Oh my God, Enya! That's so good. I'm gonna rip the roof down with. Okay, so I'm really okay. So we're listening, right? And he's like playing Elvis, and you're gonna have to help me out, McFly, because I don't know any other names of the. There was something about. But anyway, there's this song, and it says blah 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 blah. You better run, girl. You're too young, girl. And I was sitting, and it caught me weird because A, it's shitty, and B, like the lyrics. And so I'm sitting here listening. Someone look up the lyrics. Steven, quick, look up the lyrics.
I don't know this song.
I don't know. Just type in "You're Too Young," girl.
You're too okay.
You're Too Young lyrics. I don't know. Whatever.
Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Young girl, get out of my mind. My love for you is way out of line.
Yes,
better run, girl. You're much too young, girl.
Yes. Oh my God. And I was sitting there listening to that, and I'm just like,
that's terrible.
Is this mofo telling like a 15 or like a 13-year-old or whatever to like, I'm about to pedophile your ass if you don't get out of this house?
With all the charms of a woman, you've kept the secret of your youth. You led me to believe you're old enough to give me love, and now it hurts to know the truth. Gross.
Right? Holy shit!
Beneath your perfume and your makeup, you're just a baby in disguise. And though you know that it's wrong to be alone with me, that come on look is in your eyes. So hurry home to your mama.
12-year-old.
Hurry home to your mama. I'm sure she wonders where you are. Get out of here before I have the time to change my mind, because I'm afraid we'll go too far. This is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Apparently, it's the little girl's like responsibility to get out of the way of getting sexered by an old man.
This is the most horrible song.
And I was like, I asked Jacob, and I'm like, honey, while we were ripping down walls, I don't know if you happen to notice the lyrics of the song we just listened to. He's like, yeah, until you've pointed that out, I think I've heard that like 4,000 times, and I don't think that's a very good song anymore.
No, that's awful. That's really a bad deal. That's worse than the date rape song about, it's cold outside.
I think this is, hold on, I'm going to post in the chat. This is why you should listen to this live on occasion. A thing, and it's really, the writer just amuses the shit out of me.
Oh, the Pace Magazine thing? I was just reading that.
Yay! But I mean, after every little line, he makes a comment.
You should go now, little girl. Like, you should not be there with that horrible man.
My favorite is Gary. How young is this girl, dude?
Yeah, that's so gross. So gross. It's probably like 15 or something.
Arrow said he was conceived to that song, so.
Subject says, Jacob, you're supposed to be fixing Ash, not the other way around.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, thank you for enlightening us. To all the parents who grew up listening to Gary Puckett can now get a different appreciation for how sick that song is now that they have children.
Yeah.
Or older grown children.
Because there's stuff I listened to when I was little that, like, there's an incest song by Stabbing Westward, and I knew what it was about because my mom went and read about it before she let me buy this. Actually, she didn't let me buy it. She said I couldn't, but then I went and did it anyway because rebellion.
It's like it's like 9 Inch Nails Closer. You hear it and you're just like, geez, this is pretty intense.
I mean, I play that every night. I'm like, hey, Jacob.
Oh, gross. Gross.
No, God!
It's not what anybody wanted to think of.
He was reading notes. He said, like, I think Malaysia, like, if you don't have sex with your husband, it's mental abuse. I hope that's not one of the notes.
What? Really?
Yeah, and I'm like,
so it's not mental abuse. There is a lot of study and research to go into not punishing your spouse when they've done something you disagree with by withholding your business. You know what I mean?
You don't get sex until you clean the dishes, Todd.
Yeah, generally it's frowned upon and psychologically messy to be like, I ain't giving you nothing till you do your chores, and like it's not a bargaining chip. It's part of a healthy relationship when you're married, kids.
Mutually.
I'm looking at you. You kids.
You could get pregnant and then you like don't have daddy to help raise the child.
What? Then you just don't have time. Who cares about daddy? You don't have time for anything.
Yeah, you can't do homework and anything else literally. So homework plus child equals bleh.
Babies take your time away. It's like all of it. They're great,
I was
though.
throwing your child around the house today, by the way.
I know. He's really fun. I really like him. He's kind of the best thing in the world. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, I just want to sit at home on Saturday and play Elite Dangerous for 16 hours and not move. I want to, like, I played Elite Dangerous on Monday or something, and I found a trade route with my spaceship. I'm loading up on rare goods at each space station. I'm just like, I'm cruising to the next space station.
Did you play it online?
No, I didn't stream it. I kind of,
It's pretty.
I know. I'll do it next time. I was just watching Forrest Gump, and I jumped. I had like 20 light speed jumps to hit, and it's really boring for people to watch. And I was like, I don't know if I can carry this tonight. I don't know if I'm that ready to have a conversation for, ever.
I don't think you're ready for this.
But anyway, then I played Diablo with Jacob and dressed online, and that's like my new favorite Tuesday thing.
Tuesday
They're my favorite people.
Made for exploding bodies.
Necromancing.
I'm really hyper. I apologize.
You take the body and you blow it up, and it blows up everybody else, and it's just blood and guts and stuff everywhere.
Can you be Bob Doctor? Can you read the next story in Bob Doctor's voice?
No, it did drive everybody up the wall.
No, it was so good.
I've been told no Dwayne, no Dwayne, no.
It's not Dwayne. It's Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob Friedman. Let's just do a factoid. Worm eating Bayesian?
I don't know.
Well,
read it as Bob. You can read the factoid as Bob.
Okay, I'll read the factoid as
Yikes!
Dr. Bob Friedman. Worm-eating Bayesian thrushes have been known to dislodge their prey from piles of leaves by directing their farts at them. The excretion of gas shifts the leaf litter on the ground and apparently provokes worms to move around, revealing their location.
Oh my god, it was so awesome. I think we should just stop now. That's a wrap.
Directing farts at them? Furt.
It was so funny because of what it said and then how it was said, and I think I'm gonna cry a little bit.
They eat worms by Putin on them.
Putin. Hey, that's that Russian dude that our president has sex with.
His butt buddy?
Mm-hmm.
The president's butt buddy?
They are special bosom buddies. Bosom buddies.
He told me he wasn't cheating, so I guess I'm gonna believe him.
Is that a song?
No, but
he said it sing-songy.
That's how it feels. He told me he wasn't cheating, so what else am I to say? Well, all your friends said they saw him at the bar with another lady, and then one of your friends snuck into their hotel room, and totally saw them banging each other. Well, but he said he didn't do it, so I don't know if I trust you guys at all. We don't get political on this show.
I just like that you said "firt."
Furt.
Yeah, Yesh pointed this out. He's like, so they fart in your general direction?
Fart in your general direction.
That movie's so much fun.
I know so much Monty Python, but I have never seen the movie on the whole. I've never seen... What? I have not completed Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I haven't. I've watched it up to the part where the witches, and then I fall asleep. And then I always fall asleep. I get bored. I want to go do something else. I just can't keep me. Can't do it. You can say what you will. I've had everything thrown at me from every geek on every part of the universe who's like, okay, let's get this straight. You don't like Doctor Who. You don't like Death Note or any other anime.
I cannot imagine you watching anime. Like, the thought of you sitting down and watching anime tickles me so much because you just sit there for a minute and you go bloop, 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 and then you like look at Stephanie, and you look at me, and like bloop, bloop, and you're like, are they supposed to stand still for 15 seconds at a time?
So let me get this straight. Their head and stuff doesn't move, but their mouth flaps 90 miles an hour.
1,000 miles. Yeah, you're like,
is that how that works?
Is it glitched? Do I need to restart Netflix?
So you mean that they draw the one picture and then they just flap the mouth and the eyes until
and
they
maybe
decide
add a teardrop
to slightly move it the next? Yeah, that's the part. No, it's the jitter that gets me. It's like when they're yelling, go, ah, and the mouth just kind of jitters a little bit, and there's these little like tear sweats and these. It's a combination with anime. It's not just the animation. It's the sounds. It's the voice acting.
Wait, do your anime impression with the thing.
What I don't know what
you just start screaming in fake Japanese and it's really funny.
Ah, like that.
And then you do the cute Japanese thing.
I don't know the cute Japanese thing. I don't remember. I feel like this is something I did 6 years ago.
It probably was, but it was funny then, so it should be funny now, because I'm me. I am so hyper.
Good. You should be. It's a Horseshoes and Hanger Needs night. Duh, requires hyperness. We are going to do a Two Dorks Arnold Through the Ages, right? I mean, that's on the docket for the future. I've got it written down. It says the future, Arnold Through the Ages. And it's got other things on there, Batman Forever, and all these other things that are
Batman
important.
Forever.
No, Batman, Everyday Batman.
I like Batman Forever. It's going to be forever until we do it, unless we do it.
Right. I mean, it just happens to be named after that terrible movie with Val Kilmer that was terrible, but not as terrible as Batman and Robin. So...
Nipples!
The lots of nipples and crotches, and the nipples bother me less than the Bat credit card. That just is stupid.
I forgot about that. I had such a crush on
Chris O'Donnell.
Yes. Oh my God, you're a freak, Steven. I didn't pay any attention to anything other than I'm like, man, I really want him to tie me up and do bad things to me. And I was like,
you were like what, 12? He would be singing, "You're too young, girl. Go home, girl." Gross. World news. Divorcee destroys ex's $1 million violin collection in Japan. Oh no.
Wait, what is that, like a violin?
Yeah, pretty much. Stradivarius. Divorces are known to break a heart or two, but in one case in Japan, an extra 54 violins were left in tatters. A woman has been arrested for destroying her former partner's violin collection and 70 bows, together worth 105.9 million yen, $950,700, which is actually a lot less than I thought. I was like, 105 million yen, that's like $18. But
wait, how much is it?
950,000.
That's so...
No. 950,000. That's a lot of money. That's almost $1 million, Ashley.
Okay. I'm like, is that close?
That's just shy of $1 million.
I didn't want to say anything because I'm normally wrong.
The 34-year-old suspect broke into his apartment in Nagoya and wrecked the instruments. The incident took place in 2014 in the midst of their breakup, but the woman has only just been arrested. Her 62-year-old former husband is said to have been both a maker and collector of violins. The most valuable instrument among the 54 casualties was casualties like it's people. Was an Italian-made violin. There were souls captured in those violins. She let them free. Japan is in trouble now.
That's such a good take on this, Steven.
Yeah.
She was like freeing the captured souls of these young women that wouldn't sleep with him because the song.
Oh, you're right. He probably captured their souls when he played them this enchanting melody on his violin. But each violin could only hold one soul. So he had to make and collect more.
He's like the shittiest Shao Kahn ever.
Your soul is mine. Just let me play you this thing real quick.
What is it?
It has to be the Godfather theme because that just makes sense. And
I was like, what is that? I don't get it. It doesn't sound like Phantom of the Opera.
It's the Godfather theme. So he plays the Godfather theme, but then their soul gets sucked up, and then he throws the bodies into the ocean.
Wait, why did he go full Dexter?
I mean, how else are you supposed to? Everybody knows you get rid of bodies by throwing them in the ocean. You can't just like
throw the bodies in the ocean. That's how that song goes.
Throw the bodies in the ocean. Throw the bodies in the ocean. After you collect the souls in the violins. That's what let the bodies hit the floor was all about. It's about this guy, his souls.
Yeah, everybody's like, you just wrote an anime show.
It's pretty true. Yeah, go for it. It's called Deadly Violin or something, but it sounds really cool in Japanese. You could eat them, Yeshbot says, and that's true.
Gross. Oh, tell me about the socks.
Oh, you don't want to know about the socks.
I want to know. Nobody will tell me about the socks.
People are probably eating right now listening to this show.
So Ryan and Coleman, stop eating because Steven's about to tell me about gross socks.
Here,
Ready, go.
Let me put the spoiler. Where's the spoiler thing? There it is. Okay, spoilers. We're about to talk about some socks. So, Alive. It's a book and a movie about a group of Uruguayan rugby players who get stranded in the mountains, the Andes, and it's all snowy and they're stuck forever. for like 30 some days, and they figure out that they need to go on an expedition, and they've been eating their friends for a little while because they're frozen and dead, and they kind of justify, I need to eat my friends if I'm going to stay alive. It's Donner Party, but it's recent. This was like the 60s or something. And they determine that in order to make themselves stay warm while they're traveling or on their expedition, they need to make some socks. And they learn that the skin of their friends that are dead is fairly warm, and that elbow tissue would be a great place to function as a heel of a sock. So they literally... I
really thought you were going to go with the balls. I was so excited for balls.
No, nobody's going to make socks out of their balls. But they do pull a Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2 and basically sleeve their friends and make their arm skin into socks.
Okay. That's not as gross as I thought it was. I mean, I figured it would be something like that.
It's gross. It's gross. But the worst thing is that this is an actual practice from farmers. I can't remember if they're from Uruguay or not, but there's some farmers, old-timey dudes, hundreds of years ago. In order to make boots, they would cut the skin of a colt's leg off. That was, I'm going to assume it was dead. Let's just say it's a dead colt.
Yeah, because that's so much worse.
They put the whole skin of the colt on their leg like a boot. And they do it wet so that the skin, when it dries, is conformed.
Would shrink down.
Yeah. Yeah. How sick are you right now?
So do they walk on the hooves?
No, they cut. I want to be a fawn. They take their shirts off. And they're like, blah, 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 I'm on it. No, somebody's probably done that, and that's gross. But, yeah. So they would do that. So good. Now that you've all experienced the story.
It's so much like creepier to think that somebody took like a baby horse and was like, I'm gonna nature lift.
But dude, like they had a reason. They had like they needed it. They needed the boots. I mean, we do it too. Like I've worn leather shoes. That's basically the skin of an animal, but it's treated and it's sewn together.
Basically the skin of an animal, or actually the skin of an animal.
You have to say basically, or people get real nervous. It's like,
Could you say literally the skin of an animal?
It is literally the skin of an animal, but it's been tanned and cured and all the fat's off of it. It's not just the leg of a horse pulled onto your leg like a sock.
At least it wasn't like a horse penis, because then they would need two horses.
Why? The horses got big old weenies. They only need the one. They like the horses like drag the ground. It's ridiculous. Horses are like, hey man,
I'll play basketball for Duke, bitches.
Especially when you're a kid and you're like, a horse is over there just kind of eating some hay and it's just wings hanging out and it's big as your arm, and you're like, wow, is that what that is? Because otherwise you barely even know a horse has one. But when it does, buddy, it does. You're welcome, everyone.
Yesh that is like, I have manatee socks, but they're not made of manatees. They just have manatees depicted on them because I'm not a freaking creeper.
These guys weren't creepers, though. They were surviving in the Andes in sub-zero temperatures. Like, they deserve a lot of credit for even thinking to do that.
Oh, I think, like, the only problem I think I would have with eating somebody if I was going to die was if it was, like, close family.
I mean, these guys were pretty close family, as in, like, they were friends on a rugby team. But, I mean, you're standing there.
I can eat my friends.
But, okay,
I don't have an issue
you're having a conversation with your buddy. He falls over dead or wakes up dead because you guys are in frozen temperatures. You're like,
if he wakes up dead, then he's a zombie and I'll kill him twice.
So he's not dead, but he is dead, but he doesn't wake up dead. He's just dead when you wake up in the morning. He's over there and you're like, I'm really hungry. He's dead now, like maybe I can eat him.
I mean, I am a bitey person, so the next step is zombieism. And subjects like you couldn't do it because they wouldn't have pre-coconut lubed up for you.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be like, no, I don't think so. They were eating bacon last week, and that means they have pork in their system, and I can't do it.
Oh my god! And then there's Joel.
Oh, did Joel just pop up with a thing?
Yeah, he did a thing.
Oh, that's so gross. This is the grossest. This is the grossest thing. For the audio listeners, it's a pants. Somebody, he's got a pair of socks that look like meat, and he put close family or dinner on it. Oh, Joel, you are the best. You are the best, easily.
Oh, that's
so
disturbing.
we can leave that behind. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, we should move on.
Because
I have
really
another
gross.
story.
That's the wrong button.
It is.
You can make toe socks out of literal toes.
Gross.
You could just put their feet on your feet. Ew,
Yeah, but how would you like hollow it out?
Because
there's like bones and shit.
Can't you just skin?
How do you skin someone effectively that you don't rip it? That's impressive. I think that's more impressive, especially a cold, dead person.
I don't, these guys, so if it was 20-year-old American kids, they'd all be dead in 7 days. These guys, I think they were much closer to an upbringing that would arm them with this kind of information, because most of them were going to be farmers, or they were just. It's not the I work in an office building culture that we live in. I wouldn't know how to skin
they
anything.
would die the first 20 minutes because they couldn't tweet that they crashed.
Yeah. We can't get in touch with anybody. And they just die. They just fall over.
I keep getting shorter and shorter because of the chair. So, Steven.
Yeah, man. Talk to me.
We went to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So Jacob had told me, I don't know, maybe a month ago about this chick he saw at the grocery store. It was her first day, and he's like, I was patient. I really didn't want to be, but I was patient with her, and everybody else was sighing and huffing and puffing and just being a jackass. He's like, that just encouraged me to calm down and be a nice person. I'm like, oh, that's super sweet. You're so awesome. Da, 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 da. And then a couple weeks later, he's like, oh, I saw the girl again, and she's like, he said, I didn't even recognize her. He said, but she came up to me and said, that was because I guess it was her first day. She's like, that was my first day. And she's like, you're the only reason I didn't break down in tears. She's like, thank you so much for being nice to me. She's like, because he was standing in line. She's like, if you want to come through my line, I'll take you. And then she like closed the line behind him. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, oh, Jacob's so sweet, blah, 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 butterflies and horseshoes. So anyway, we were at the grocery store today. And we walk up, and he hands his stuff to the teller, and she's just like making moon eyes at Jacob. And I'm like, and she's gorgeous, like she's younger and she's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just like, why are you like, okay, whatever, because I'm me, and I like, okay,
fine,
and
you can have him, whatever. I don't care.
Okay, like I'm. I mean, he asked me to marry him like 3 times, so meh. And so I walk up behind Jacob, and she just kind of looks at me and then looks away. And I have a pie in my hands, and I'm like, okay. So I just set it down on the little, what is this?
Conveyor?
No, it was they don't have conveyors.
Oh, the little thing where you write checks, like, if you're an old lady with checks.
No, it's like you walk up. It's Harris Teeter. You walk up and you set your cart on this little shelf right beside them, and then you walk around to the other side.
They take the stuff out of your cart?
Yeah, they take the stuff out of your cart for you. So we didn't have a cart. We just had like a little basket. So she picks up the basket, sticks it on the other side, and she wouldn't take the pie from me. So I'm like, okay. So I just sat it down because she was talking to him, and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't really paying attention because, again, I'm me, and I'm like, oh, look, a squirrel. Oh, her hair is cool. Oh, my gosh, her nails are awesome. Da, 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 like, blah, 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 blah. And she's just da-da-da-da-da-da. And, again, not really paying attention. And then I hear say, one of the girls, she's like, well, what are you making tonight? And I was a little excited. I'm like, oh, he's making this orzo stuff. Because, again, I'm me. Yeah, like, he's making this orzo stuff, and it's so good. And I'm like, I will just sit down and eat bowls and bowls of it. And she just kind of looked at me. And then she looked at Jacob. She's like, well, I'm just going to have to come over and try that. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, sure. Come on over.
Yeah, like, whatever. Do. I'm like, oh, my God. She's, like, legit hitting on Jacob right now. And Jacob, clueless, doesn't have, like, he's just being nice and smiley and friendly, and I'm like, You have no idea that you're egging her on. Like, none.
I wouldn't. I'd be totally oblivious.
You guys are so stupid. You and Jacob have zero clue. Like, I told Jacob, like, she could have flopped her boobies out on the conveyor, drizzled honey on them, and you'd have been like, do you have a skin disorder? Is that, can I help you with something? Yeah, that's you guys are, because it's like nice people have no idea that women are hitting on them. Zero.
No.
So she keeps going on and blah, blah, blah. And she checks him out. And then she looks down. She's like, oh, was the pie with you? And I'm like standing right beside him. She's like, I didn't get that. And I'm like, okay. I'm still going home with him.
Yeah. You don't get, I'm not going to, like, he's not yours now.
Right? No, but I mean, it was just, and I was like laughing so hard to myself because Jacob was just being nice and friendly and smiley, and it just, I'm just like, oh my God, like she would have legit just left. And she's like, you're the nicest customer I've ever had.
Oh my God.
And he actually asked her, he's like, well, how are you doing? She's like, well, not that good, but if you would just flop your wiener out on the desk, I could do so much better. No clue. And we walked out and I'm cracking up and I'm like, oh my God. He's like, no, she wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, Steven Jr.
You no freaking clue ever. Like, your sister, aka my wife, will tell you she had to practically beat me with a stick to get me to notice that she was interested.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm a nerd. I work on computers and play guitar in a punk rock band. I am not that cool.
You are so awesome. Stephanie was so smitten with you. And she's like, I don't think he knows who my name is or what my name is. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds
she thinks that she thinks that I thought that I was so cool. When really it was just, there is not a woman in the world that would pay any attention to me. So I don't know what these women are doing, but I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing because I know they've got no interest in talking to this guy. Because I've got very little to offer in terms of basketball or soccer skills, which is all people care about in high school.
Og thinks that I may be a little wrong on the whipping out the boobs and drizzling honey because he said we tend to notice honey-covered boobles.
The honey-covered boobs would probably make me, it would set up some red flags. Like maybe she's trying to get some business done and I'm not interested in purchasing those kinds of wares. So, be like, I'm sorry, but I may have misled you and unintentionally by being nice. And I will from now on be horribly cruel to ladies that aren't my wife so they know that I'm not interested in them.
It's just so funny because, like, yeah, you have no idea when people are hitting you and Jacob has zero clue. So he's like, oh, this person's nice. So he's just smiling and being so sweet. And I'm just like, she thinks you're flirting with her. I'll just stand here. So I'm like hysterically laughing, just standing here watching this. And I'm talking to, so there's another girl there. So Harris Teeter is awesome and they hire like mentally challenged people or physically disabled people. There's a lot of autistic people there. And she's obviously got something a bit off with her, but she's so cute. She's like this little freaking redhead and she's just so sweet and nice. And so I was just sitting and talking to her and she was telling me about like cupcakes she got for her birthday in December and just, having a little conversation why this woman's like just dripping uterine juices all over Jacob. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's awesome. You better go to the store with Jacob from now on.
Why? I think she's gonna like jump at him like a monkey and follow him home.
Yeah, you better be careful. She might be dangerous.
I mean, the thing is, like, she's absolutely gorgeous, like drop dead gorgeous, but she's probably 20 years younger than us.
Oh yeah, that's a problem. That's back to that.
I'm sure she's like in school.
Gary Tucker song or whatever, Gary Puckett song.
But just absolutely in love with this guy because I'm like, look what being nice and then you've got guys that are like, I'm pretty much nice to every chick I see and they friend zone me and I'm like, well, go to the grocery store and have no clue that you're hitting on somebody.
Yeah, just I find it useful. People whose names start with V and end in R. If you just start not worrying about it, It's just a lot easier if you just don't worry about the ladies. Just do what you do. The ladies you'll find them. You'll find them. But I mean, this coming from me, who is
married your high school sweetheart. Congratulations, you won the lottery. Joel's over here like, don't Google honey-covered boobs.
I'm like the worst to give advice because I didn't have to adult date. And if I was an adult, I don't know how I would. I don't know how you do that. Like, I married my high school sweetheart. You know how we dated? We met each other in class every day and we ate lunch together. Like, what do adults do? Do you, like, call up the person? And then you're an adult and they're all like, we're adults. We should kiss and make out, like, tomorrow. And you're like, but I just, like, talked to you yesterday. I'm classy. I'm trying to treat you with respect. And they're like, no, I don't want respect. This is just what adults do when they date. And I'm like, ah. So I'm glad I met Stephanie and we dated for like a million years.
Yeah, I'm not going to let my child adult date because I think about my dating and I'm like, oh, I was such a piece of shit. I'm just such a bad person.
Let Sam meet his high school sweetheart. Let him meet.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
Let Sam meet no one like me ever.
It's just so much easier when you just marry them young, like you just marry your people you meet when you're like me and Steph were talking about this. Like we were saying, we literally have no idea how to do life without one another. Like we are basically symbiotic at this point. We've been with each other.
True, 'cause you guys have known each other since you were like zygotes.
For 15 years. We met when she was 17, or no, she was 16 and I was 17. I have no... Like, there's no misconceptions. I have no things I did without her or, like, a life I lived without It's just she's always there. She's always been there. We don't even know how...
She's like my really annoying shadow that, like, has my babies.
Yeah. No, but she's the best. She's my... This is the best picture ever. Joel. It's a boob. It's a bee bra. She has boobies, is what the little dog says. We should read. Do you want to read Small Town News, or do you want that to be?
Oh shit!
Yeah, you didn't read the story at all.
I'm like 2 stories down. We're chugging. New Britain man gets 120 days in prison after killing pet fish in Bristol.
What? This story has death in it.
A fish.
I don't feel like that should be 120 days in prison, but maybe there's more to it. Hold on. We're always jumping the gun.
Sentenced to 120 days in prison after killing a pet fish during...
Oh, a domestic dispute. What is it?
What the shit? Stop breaking shit that's not yours!
Even including fish.
Including fish! Juan Vega, 33, pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree breach of peace during his hearing. Vega's sentence included serving 120 days in prison. Blah 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 blah. According to the police, officers responded to local home on the report of a domestic disturbance. The victim, who was not identified, said Vega showed up at her house unannounced and began arguing with her. During the dispute, Vega told the woman he would gather his belongings and leave.
Okay.
So I guess they didn't live together. Vega then gathered his belongings and left. This is so funny because it's directly from the police report. The victim went through the house later. She found other items damaged, including living room TV. When an officer spoke to the victim's child, a 9-year-old.
Oh, children.
Oh my God. The family betta fish had been cut in half.
What a horrible person.
He's an asshole, sir.
Why would you mess with the 9-year-old, you flaming pile of horse shit?
I can't handle when the children's are messed with. I don't like...
Kids are obnoxious shitheads, but damn, you don't just go mess with a kid's fish. The kid's gonna have, nightmares the rest of his life. Screw you, Vega. Enjoy your butt raping for the 120 days that you get cut in half in prison.
That's just terrible. This is like when those guys busted into Lloyd and Harry's house and snapped the neck of Petey the parrot.
What?
That just reminded me of Dumb and Dumber, where they broke the neck of their bird. And then Harry duct taped the head back on and gave it to Billy.
This is why Ashley is zero interested in that movie.
It's so
stupid.
Well, it's in the title. It's so stupid, but it's so... I laugh like a small child. I don't know why. It just gets me.
You have like the weirdest sense of humor, like stuff that's super duper duper funny, you laugh at. Stuff that's like not funny, you laugh at. Stuff that's like I don't even laugh at, you laugh at.
That one just spoke to me. It's a masterpiece. I don't know how you can't like it, but I guess I know how you can't like it, but I like it a lot.
The movie is not good.
It's so funny.
Arrow said that story was messed up even by his standards, and earlier he was talking about his grandfather teaching him how to literally wear horse socks. So
that's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up. Good stuff. Newsbear left untold. I forgot. I was going to tell you about a police report about someone who's directed their Alexa to call the sheriff's office on accident. It's like a domestic dispute or whatever. And the police report had it written that the couple had used the Alexis device, a Google smart radio. And every tech journalist in the world looks at the story and goes, okay, there's a lot wrong. Like the newspaper printed Alexis the Google smart radio.
Oh my god, can someone please make like a Pixar film about that?
And we were like, I'm sitting there listening, I was like, oh, that's wrong on all kinds of. First of all, it's called turn off your Amazon Echo devices. It's an Alexa. I'll give it some time.
Alexis?
Alexa, never mind. Yeah, it's that. And it's not a Google radio. It's not even a radio.
What the shit is a Google? There's no such thing as a Google.
Well, Google has Google Home, but that's not what this is. That was amazing. It cracked me up. But it can't call the sheriff's office anyway. Like it can't. Alexa can't call 911.
Why?
So
what if you're like laying on the floor and you're like, what did I buy this piece of shit for? To play my music while I'm dying?
It's not a feature. But so what they're thinking happened is that the person, for whatever reason, had the sheriff's office in their contacts. And they just said, did you call the sheriff's office? Or did you have X call the sheriff's office? And that's what it heard, so it called the sheriff's office. So if I were to be downstairs and say, I'm not going to say its name because people might have them in their room where they're listening to this.
Alexa,
don't do that. No. Don't do that. It's incredibly rude. We can't do that.
Wait, what's that song? What's the
Gary Puckett song? Go Away Young Girls or something?
Alexa, play Gary Puckett, Young Girls.
No, that's so wrong. Don't do that. Alexa, stop.
There's like zero chance that happened. Everybody's listening to this in their car. Or Ryan Belcher's listening to it at work going, why am I friends with you people?
No one knows. Oh, but let's talk about this. A woman was charged after alleged topless road rage incident. A sandwich woman? What? Sandwich woman? Sandwich woman, what's her power? Able to fit herself in 2 pieces of lettuce between pieces of bread. Sandwich woman.
Wait, what is that movie? The Wolverines.
Sandwich artist. Fill this thing with bread.
Yes!
Red Dawn. Dawn remake. Red Dawn. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Sandwich artist.
A sandwich woman is facing multiple charges after allegedly assaulting an off-duty police officer and removing her shirt during a road rage incident on Saturday. Susan Kettle, 39, was scheduled to be arraigned Monday in Barnstable District Court on 3 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon, carrying a dangerous weapon, lewd, wanton, lascivious contact, operating under the influence of liquor, self-offense, second offense, operating a motor vehicle with a suspended license, littering trash from a motor vehicle, possession of an open container of alcohol in a motor vehicle, and improper operation of a motor vehicle. That's a lot of charges.
It is.
That's a lot of bad charges. Did we seriously trigger Yeshbot's Echo? Because that makes me really happy.
I would be so happy. Like, you don't even... Burger King tried to play Google Home for a fool. They got their audio banned from
I remember Burger King's BS. Yeah, they were trying to cause some shenanigans on people's voice-activated home assistants. On Saturday,
because of the radio advert or something?
Well, somebody... And there was also a news lady who said something about it, and it activated everybody's stuff. You know, people are being, you know. But Amazon and Google both, I believe, are working on voice fingerprinting. So it recognizes the tone of the person that owns it. So that it only responds to their voice, or when they use their voice to do something, it uses that account versus like their spouse's account. So
I would use that power for ultimate evil. Like, I would be rickrolling the shit out of everybody that had a Google radio named Alexis.
Well, you could do it if you walked into their house and went, you know, like, say you go into somebody's house, it's always listening. Just go, Bob, play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and it would just go nuts. It would play it, and you'd rickroll them as soon as you walked in their door.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Somebody give me this power. I want to do the bad things.
Oh, they had a commercial that had the line, tell me about the Whopper, and it started reading the wiki page for the Whopper, so people edited the wiki page to say whatever they wanted.
Oh, that's
and then all
amazing.
of them would read horribly inappropriate things that people were putting into the wiki page anytime that Burger King commercial did stuff.
Sometimes the internet makes me so happy. I mean, sometimes people cut fish in half, and then sometimes they do that.
Yeah, the internet's a great place. On Saturday, Sandwich police pulled Kettle's Ford Explorer over after an off-duty police officer reported a road rage incident in which she allegedly had a sharp object. Police saw open bottles of Guinness in the car and found a large dagger-type knife in her book bag. After performing sobriety tests and smelling alcohol on her, police arrested Kettle. The off-duty officer said that Kettle drove at his vehicle twice, removed her shirt, and ran topless at his vehicle. Ran at his vehicle while holding his knife, held the knife while driving, and threw a cigarette at the vehicle. Kettle's arraignment was continued to August 2nd because she was hospitalized. Hospitalized. So that's probably how the Brits say it. She was in hospital.
Yes, she was not in the hospital. She was not in a hospital. She was in hospital.
She was in hospital. Your mom says hospital in university.
Yes.
When I was at university.
Yeah. I say university just because.
Well, you're half British anyway. You
Basil.
You want to be British because you're like Basil.
I
to put basil. I want to put basil on my chicken, please. I spell neighbor with an O-U-R.
Your mom spells neighbor with an O-U-R. Hi, Lucia.
My mom listens to this show. She heard you.
Hi.
I said hi.
I said hi.
You said your mom spells neighbor wrong. She knows now. She knows. My mom does listen to the show. I get a call like at least once a week. Oh, I was listening to your show and it was so funny. I loved when you talked about this. And I'm like, this is the best. I try to pretend
like your dear sweet mother doesn't listen to the show so I can be an asshole.
She's listened to every single episode of this show. She is our #1 fan, and that's all I really need in my life. My mom thinks I'm cool.
Oh, we need to get shirts.
That my mom thinks I'm cool?
Yeah.
I should get her a shirt that says, like, #1 fan or something.
We should get a picture of your mom's face and Lucretia thinks I'm cool and then H&H down at the bottom.
That'd be the raddest shirt ever.
I would approve of that.
I would wear that.
Or just like...
Sorry. Go.
No, I think yours was better.
WTF section. WTF.
California man accused of smuggling deadly king cobras in potato chip cans. I really wanted a potato chip earlier.
California man. California man supports an entire country with his own GDP. California man. Everything causes cancer.
Again, more.
I don't have any more.
Oh, California man. Okay, send us your California mans. Go. Oh, we've got mail from Frankie that I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, we do have mail from Frankie. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah. I'll do this while you do that. A notorious animal smuggler is accused of trying. How are you notorious as an animal smuggler?
You smuggle animals notoriously, duh. Like that's.
By the way, we watched Finding Dory yesterday.
Oh, it's such a good movie. It's not as good as Nemo, but it's good.
Yeah. I also watched. Oh my God, Steven. Mona.
Oh yeah, Mona. That's a great movie.
That was one giant sex euphemism.
What? Where do you get that from? Are you one of the lesbian Frozen people? Like, is this, you're like...
No, I mean, they're talking about sticking shit in a woman the entire movie. Like, the entire movie is about a big dude who lost his penis hook trying to stick it in a woman.
No, he took the heart of Tafiti.
Yeah, he took her virginity and he's trying to give it back, but he lost his penis hook. And he's nothing without his big, strong penis. No, I'm serious. It's a thing.
You are wrong. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And that's all. Everyone else is dumber too.
The ever-living shitball monkey turds did the ocean that was so awesome and powerful and found the rock and brought it to her. And I don't know why I sound like Mickey Mouse. Why didn't he just take her across the freaking... Why didn't he just splash the bitch, freeze her, and then rock in heart? Ta-da! Broken penis fix.
No, that's not how things work. The ocean can't just interfere in such great ways. It just has to do little things, and it totally wasn't a penis metaphor.
It was totally penis metaphor.
Moana was awesome. It was
not. And then the music was a flaming pile of dog shit. I'm like, Mulan had fantastic music.
The music was... You clearly didn't watch this with a 2-year-old, because when you watch it with a 2-year-old, it's magical.
Sam sit there and went, "This is a penis metaphor. I can get behind this. Stick it in her."
It's such a great movie. I loved it. I loved it, and I think that you're full of crap. If this is a penis metaphor, then Frozen is a metaphor about lesbians. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I really don't think that was the intent.
I don't think Frozen was like as overtly sexual as Moana was. Big burly man.
How was Moana overtly sexual? You have to be digging for this.
I wasn't. I was just sitting here, like, every time they said something, I'd look at Jacob and I'm like, tell me you got that. Like, was that? He's like, no, I heard you.
No.
I heard them. And I'm like, it was. And Arrow's like, I am so watching Moana. If you haven't, and I'm like, even the name, Mona.
Moana. Oh my gosh, I have no idea how you seriously are thinking that this was the intent the whole time was to be a sexual euphemism.
So sexual. Freaking, like, how could you not? Okay, so dude, right? He's completely impotent because he can't get his big stick.
You are digging so deep for that.
Not digging. That's the plot of the movie. He can't do shit without his stick.
It just means he doesn't have his magic hook that the gods gave him. So he can't turn into things. He's a shapeshifter. This is... No. You can literally turn anything into a sex metaphor if you try hard enough. And you are trying. Then that means that your brain effortlessly does this because you're that jacked up. You can't do that. You can turn anything into a sexual euphemism. Absolutely anything. Pick a movie. Toy Story. Go make a euphemism out of Toy Story.
I never really liked Toy Story, so I didn't really watch it.
That's because you're a psycho. Finding Nemo is about a guy who lost his child from a sexual encounter, and then he has to go find him again.
Like, I don't have any perverted thoughts about any Disney movie ever, but Moana is so sexual. Big dude can't do shit
Your
without
mind is in the wrong place.
Needs to get his little happy thing and put it in the woman. He travels the entire ocean to put it in her, but he can't without his stick.
You're a crazy person. That is not what it was. Moana got the heart of Tafiti.
Viagra.
Moana got the heart of Tafiti, and she had to go get Maui to help her get back over there and have him put it back because he's the one that took it. Had nothing to do with sex, though. I don't know where the sex comes from. It's the heart of Tafiti. It's a green rock.
No,
it wasn't even like a vagina-shaped green rock. It's not like he crawled into Tafiti's legs and was like, "Let me walk into your cave."
He did. He crawled through the thicket to get it.
It has nothing that you're looking into. What do you want them to do? What setup would you have provided them that made it not a euphemism? I don't get it.
Arrow, you're going to settle this. Go watch the movie and try not to think about anything and then come back and tell me I'm right.
You're so full of crap.
Nope.
Normally I can give you a pass.
It's a 4,000-year-old myth about a dude needing Viagra.
No. No,
See,
no,
even
no.
Yesh is like she crawled through the bush.
Yeah, but that's because you're all a bunch of perverts. It doesn't have to be about it. You're making it about it.
Wait, hold on. Is Moana about sex?
It can't be. There's not.
Sex
it's not
is
even,
okay.
It's not
Moana
even,
deleted scene.
What is this feeling? A Moana fanfic.
I don't want to read that.
It doesn't. It's not even like. So you can Google "is Frozen about a lesbian" and you will find a million articles of people breaking down all the reasons that Frozen is a lesbian love story. Or a lesbian finding her feet in a world that doesn't want her.
Well, I have just exposed it, and now people will realize that this is about sex and a dude not being able to get it up.
Nope, they'll never put that together because it's the dumbest theory I've ever heard in my life.
It's not. My mom texted me, like, is Moana about sex?
No, it's totally not. At all.
Okay, I'm going to read a story now and let you guys marinate on how Moana's about sex. Arrow's like, yes, dear.
I'm so violently upset right now.
I know, it's awesome.
You're a horrible person.
I am not. Even Jacob thought it, which is not a really good thing to fall back on.
You both were in bad mental states when you watched this. You must be repressed.
No. I mean, I felt like somebody was after watching that movie.
Just read the story before I get upset again.
Rodrigo Franco, 34, was charged with one count of illegally importing merchandise and is slated to be arraigned. The venomous king cobra snakes, each about 2 feet long.
Oh, it's about sex. The story's really about sex.
Steven's
about 2-foot penis.
Steven is triggered. Steven's
The story's about a 2-foot penis. It's not about snakes.
King cobras are freaking massive. Like 2 foot is a mini.
Yeah, he probably wears magnums.
He was mailing his 2 foot pythons in his package.
Yeah, see how good you are at this?
Oh, there are also 3 albino Chinese soft-shell turtles, and all I want to do is sing the turtle song now. Turtles in a half shell. The cobras were removed, but the turtles were delivered. Agents serving a warrant allegedly found Franco's home filled with reptiles, including tanks with live baby Moralettes crocodile? Was ist das?
I don't know.
Somebody find me a picture. Alligator snapping turtles, common snapping turtle, diamondback terrapins. They're all creatures that you apparently can't have. Oh, they're protected under U.S. law. I didn't know snapping turtles were. This was not Franco's first time being accused of cobra smuggling. Franco told an agent that he had previously received 20 king cobras and 2 other shipments, but he said they all died in transit. Bullshit. Okay, now this is the part that will probably piss you off. If convicted, Franco could spend 20 years in prison.
20 years for smuggling cobras?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not really that mad. Smuggling.
Okay.
That's wrong, right? Don't do that. Don't smuggle animals and don't kill 20 of them in a shipment.
Well, I doubt they all died. I'm pretty sure he sold them.
I bet they all died. They all died hot locked in a car like a dog.
Okay, wait.
Some sort of sexual dog.
Internet things.
All right, so he says it
has the word vagina in it. I win.
But you're still reading into the story too much. No, you can have.
Wait, read it. Read the thing.
In Maori mythology, as in other Polynesian traditions, Maui is a culture hero famous for his exploits and his trickery. His last fatal trick was on the goddess Hinunatepo, in attempting to make mankind immortal by changing into a worm, entering her vagina and leaving by her mouth while she slept. She crushed him with the obsidian teeth in her vagina.
Suck it. It's a sex story.
It's not
with
a
worms.
sex story. You're so full of crap. It's not a sex story. I'm never going to give in to a 30-year-old adult watching it with perversion on their brain.
I'm not a pervert.
This thing's all about sex. I watched it with my 2-year-old and was like, this movie's great. I don't know anything. It's, you know what? It's about sex if you want it to be, Smash, because you're the one who you
I wanted it
clearly
to be good.
want it to be. If you wanted it to be fun and whimsical and good, it would have been fun and whimsical and good.
Well,
but
no,
you listened to it
fun and
went,
and good either way.
There's so much perverseness in this. Lots of penises everywhere. I bet there's penises on his tattoos. I bet he has a penis. I bet Moana does too.
In the Little Mermaid.
I bet everybody's got it. Everybody's got penises in this movie. Wonder how they reproduce. Probably having sex with each other. That's what this movie's about. People having sex.
Steven is so triggered. Guys, if you watched Moana and sit there and went, Ashley's right, please write and tell us. If you think Steven's right and I'm being a flaming pervert and somehow the sexual mythology that turned into a sexual TV show is not sexual, right, tell Steven that he's right.
Yeah, it's not a sexual movie. It's a kids movie. It's just like the Frozen thing. It's just the whole Frozen thing over again, except people actually believe the Frozen thing because there's 9 million articles about it. So
it's on the internet. It must be true.
It's like Yeshbot says. If you look hard enough, like really, really, really hard, you'll see a penis pretty much everywhere. There's penises everywhere. You know, I was trying to draw the Master Sword the other day on Stam's whiteboard, and I get a picture from Stephanie that said, Steven, what is this? It's because I got halfway through drawing the Master Sword, and I had to stop because Sam was running around, and I looked at it, and the hilt looked like a big wiener.
Oh, God.
I didn't mean for that to be a wiener.
I need to see. Please send me the picture. Please, I need to see the Master Sword wiener.
She wanted it to be a penis because that's what she saw. But what I was trying to draw was the Master Sword. Find me somebody who can illustrate a Vienna sausage that doesn't look like a penis, and I'll show you a master.
You just basically said my little sister walks around looking for peni.
Basically, no, she's found one, which was supposed to be a Master Sword.
She obviously found one. You guys have a child.
It's an unfinished. I quit. Mailbag. We did get some mail from Frankie Yu, who wanted to remind us that the rapey lesbian story from last week, the lady who was like disguised as a man or whatever and had her blindfolded and all that stuff. You remember that?
Yes, the one I said that we did before.
Yeah, we had. We did it within the last 4 episodes.
I don't think it was that. I think this was a while ago.
He said it was within the last 4 episodes. I haven't verified, but Frankie Yu knows. I mean, that's the thing. Frankie Yu knows all the things. So thank you for that write-in, Frankie.
What else did he say?
He said that Moana's not about penises. That's what it says right here at the bottom. No, see, Moana is not about penises. Signed, Frankie Yu. He didn't say that. Raising a child is already destroying Steven's memory, is what he said, which is probably true.
It's funny because Steven didn't get Jacob did it.
I didn't get any of the penis jokes in Moana. I wonder why not.
Because
there weren't any. You bunch of savages.
Go watch the movie, Steven. You're going to be sitting there going, damn it, Ashley.
See, Dressed liked Moana.
Dressed. Moana is a big sex joke.
Dressed thinks you're dumb, too.
No, he doesn't. He will agree with me because Dressed is the biggest pervert I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, but he wanted to see Moana and think, oh, Moana's cool. And it was. So there. Send your questions, comments, feedback, and hate mail and your decision about whether Moana is a sex movie or not. Well, haven't we even done a straw poll for this? Can we do that? Can you set one up?
Yes.
While I read this?
How do I do that?
Strawpoll.me. You just put in the things. Dress says if you say so, because he's way more passive than me. I actively reject your theory. Call us and leave us a voicemail at H&H Live on Skype. Download our show wherever you can find podcasts. iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. Leave us reviews, man. Like, if you never listened to the show or you've listened and you liked it and you want to leave us a review, those are awesome. We really appreciate those. You can also follow us on Twitter. I'm Steve H&H. Ashley is at Fate Kills, Phate Kills. The channel itself is Two Dorks TV. That's where you'll see anytime we go live. I got like the burps all of a sudden. End of the show burps. But that's where you'll see us go live. So follow Two Dorks TV because we go live sometimes randomly. If I decide to do an Elite Dangerous stream, bam, you get to watch me fly spaceships. It's awesome. And you can tip us. Help us make the show better. There's a tip button on our Twitch page at twodorkstv.net. Or twodorks.net. Jeez, I get these URLs wrong all the time. Or you can just go to twodorks.net/tip. Give us $1 or $2. Help us build some funds for episode 400. We want to do cool stuff. including buying some merch and hopefully getting some of it to you guys in one way or another. And I know that sounds like you're buying your own merch, but it's really just supporting the show in a fun way and us rewarding you for supporting the show with stickers and buttons and such. So there, that's how you do it. How we make that work.
Yay! Create poll.
Yeah, create the poll and put it in the chat so people can tell you that Moana is totally not a movie about sex, unless they just want to irritate me, which is how I'm going to assume that's going to go.
No.
This is going to irritate Steven if we put it is.
Hold on, I'm going to put it in Twitter.
I like it even better when you and I have completely polarizing opinions, because it means that one of us has to win. Intelligence. Oh, we got to do the words of wisdom, man. From Salvador Dali, dude with the crazy awesome mustache. Intelligence without ambition is a bird without wings. Oh, that's glorious.
I like that. Did you like all my bird stuff?
No, stop being a pervert, Ash. I like that one. That's a good
I figured that was what you would say.
Did you put everybody can vote 1,000,000 times on this one?
No.
Because it is really going. I hate you.
I've only voted once.
Hey, audio listeners, strawpoll.me/13554625. Remember that. Yeah. Man, we'll see.
Who's winning?
I don't know. Apparently, you're winning, and I've only got 2 votes. Other people are saying they need to rewatch it.
Well, see, I figured I could put that in there.
You're such a dork.
Holy shit! How are people voting that quickly?
They're just good at it. They just know what they're doing. They're just trying to drive me nuts. It's probably Sub. Sub does that. Freaking professional troll. Anyway, you guys are awesome. We love you. Tune in next week on Tuesday night at twodorks.net for some Diablo streaming with me and Dressed and Jacob. We're playing some Necromancers, talking about a bunch of stuff. It's more about chit chat while killing bad things, and that's what we're doing, and we're having a blast with it. Also, Thursday night, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades next week, every Thursday night. If you're only listening in audio, you're really missing out. Thursdays 9 p.m. twodorks.net. Be here. Y'all are the best. Have yourselves a wonderful week, and we will see you next time right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Bye. I'm winning! Moana is perverted.